Welcome to episode 30 of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sense. Today's episode is coming to you from one of Calumet County's favorite gathering spots, Schumacher, Shanty, in Stockbridge. Anybody want to give it up for Schumacher? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Drinks on the house.
Proprietors Jodi and Jim Schumacher are our hosts today as a small army of local interests, as you've already heard them, appear on the episode of this podcast. I'm going to have all the participants introduce themselves in a moment, but first I want to share with listeners why we have come together today. So we have a total of 10 people that are going to be on the show today, just so everybody's aware of that, and that's kind of a unique thing for everybody here, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to be a fun experience. On Friday and Saturday, September 27th and September 28th, the Fall Harvest Trail event will be taking place in Calumet and Fond du Lac counties. Let me first bring in Craig Molitor and Liz Engh and Erin Lund from Destination Lake Winnebago region, the organizers of the event. So I have to ask you, what exactly is a Fall Harvest Trail event?
Yes, well, here's our objective. First of all, we are the official visitors bureau for the Fond du Lac area, right? And we, myself and the team members, we've just fallen in love with Calumet County, or what we've started to call the Lake Winnebago's East Shore. And we recognize that there are so many awesome little treasures, restaurants, bars, like the one we're in right now, shops, wineries, the list goes on and on and on, right? And so we thought, why not create an event to shine a light on this beautiful portion of Wisconsin? And so for the last couple of years now, we've had a fall and a spring shopping event, and we'll talk about the details of that in just a moment. But our larger objective is to remind everybody from Appleton to Green Bay to Fond du Lac to Waupun to all points in between that Calumet County is this treasure for all of us to explore. And we think these shopping events are a great way to remind folks of that very important point. So that's my long answer. Now, the short answer to what this event is, I'm going to look at Liz Engh, who's been on my team for years and has really shepherded this program forward for most of those years, to give a little more detail.
Liz, take it away.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Craig. So I wanted to say, back in August of 2020, an email came into my inbox from Clara Hedrich from LaClare Creamery asking if we could get something going for the region. And so we were right on it. I think we had our first event October of 2020. So that was, again, during those hard times. But we had 11 businesses at that time. So every year, like Craig said, we have a spring and a fall event. And every year it keeps growing and growing and growing. So back when we started, we were basically just along the East Shore with those 11 businesses. But it's so great to expand our region and reach into New Holstein and Chilton, Stockbridge, Sherwood, because there is so much to see out there. So for this fall, we have 32 locations. So it's just incredible to see how it's grown. And like Craig said, we have wineries, shopping, dining. I mean, you can't go wrong by attending. So it just continues to grow, and that's what we like to see.
And now, Erin, maybe you can talk to us a little bit about the special promotion that goes along with this event for listeners, so they understand exactly how it all works.
Sure. We're going to do something new this year, and it's going to be a passport, kind of like the Trail of Treasures, Stamp Your Journey. And so we will have passports available at all participating locations and at our office downtown Fond du Lac. And you can pick one up whenever you'd like after next week sometime. And all you have to do is spend at least $5 at any of the participating businesses, and they will stamp your passport. And at the end of your journey, there will be 5 places you can drop off your completed passport, and then we will pick 5 random winners, and they get to pick a $50 gift card to their choice of any of the participating businesses. So it's just our way of getting more people out and just to go everywhere. because there's so many, I don't like to use the word hidden gems, but there really are around here. Like every year I keep finding new places to shop, and like people are like, oh my God, where are you now? And I say, you got to go to this place, you have to go to this store, you have to try this food, whatever. So this is our way of getting people to spend more money and to explore the region.
And I don't have to pose for a picture for this passport?
No,
I don't have to
you
worry about
don't.
that? Oh, that's good to know.
Good
Extra
question.
points if you do that.
Good question.
Oh, I don't know if I want the extra points. I don't really want people seeing this mug. So, well, that sounds like a really exciting program. And this is the first year that the passport is
Yes.
being done. Okay.
Yes. Right.
So looking back, what has happened in the past with this event, and where do you see it going in the future?
Well, one of the things that motivates us is that we all hear that the only way to shop these days is online, right? And we look at the list of participants here. This round in particular, I think, what are we at? 30 now, Liz?
32.
32, right?
Businesses,
And
yeah.
the term I always use is these are artisan businesses. A lot of them, they're just. Some of them are very small, some are a little bit larger, but it's just every place you go is going to be unique. And so what we see developing is this concept that you can shop local. And as a matter of fact, there's no reason why you wouldn't shop local. And we hope this event kind of pushes that idea out there. We want this event to celebrate that idea of shopping local, and by sort of branding this part of the state as Lake Winnebago's East Shore, we're just giving it sort of a sense of place. And so again, the folks throughout the region, the broader region, from Appleton, etc., will know that this is a place they can come, not just once or twice a year, but year-round to find unique, one-of-a-kind shops.
Liz, where can people go to maybe find a list of all the participating businesses and just find out some more information in general?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. So they can actually go to fdl.com, and we're going to have a couple buttons on the home page that say Fall Harvest Trail Shopping and Dining Event. You can click on that. That'll take you to our Facebook page. And then under that, you're going to see another button that says all the specials. So they'll be able to find out everything, get their information off the Facebook page, plus they can print the specials, which every business has a special going on, and you don't want to miss those specials because they're great. So I want to get back to what Craig said a little bit ago about I love the brick and mortar stores, okay, because these people who own the businesses have a passion for what they do. And if you have a question in that store, that's who you go to get your answers, right? So I think just having the brick and mortar stores is a great way to get people back knowing the region and what they can find in the region.
And I have to ask, as you go forward with this, Erin, what has been your most favorite part of planning this passport as you put it together?
Buying stuff?
That didn't sound like Erin.
Shopping by far, going to all of these new places that I've never been to, and then going back and telling all my friends, you've got to go to this place, you've got to go to this place. And
I think we should ask Erin's husband what she thinks.
yeah, he's asking now that Craig gives me an allowance when I go out, so for the money that I spend. But even, the apple donuts at Heritage Orchard, and the pizza at Schumacher's, and the Oreo freeze at Mud Creek, and the baby goats. There's something for everyone. It's just a thing to do of all of your favorite things in 2 days.
And this time of year, I was reminded of this. I drove up from Fond du Lac, right? And you have those gorgeous vistas of the Lake Winnebago, and then the ledge on one side. And we're just moments away from the trees changing colors, right? The summer's almost over, but it's time to celebrate how stunning this area is. So the main roads are gorgeous, but this harvest trail will take you on maybe some unexpected pathways that even locals might not know about. I wanted to just jump back to something Liz said. You can find everything you need to know about this event at fdl.com. Right, so we are the Visitors Bureau in Fond du Lac. So it's FDL, as in Fond du Lac, FDL.com. We have a couple buttons on our landing page. It's super easy to navigate. All the info you need, all the specials, all the shops that are participating. Super easy to follow up on.
And we also have a Facebook event page as well, where in the discussion portion, it's called the Fall Harvest Trail Shopping and Dining Event 2024. In the discussion part, you will see all of the businesses kind of giving shout outs for themselves, letting them know what they're going to be offering. So keep up to date with that if you can. Like the event page and just spread the word.
Share the event page.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, this is an exciting event. It sounds like a wonderful time, but I'm going to pause our conversation with you fine folks, and I'm going to go take a moment and introduce you to the businesses, or some of the businesses that are actually participating in the event this year. First up are our hosts, Jim and Jodi Schumacher, and for regular listeners of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast, you might be familiar with the fact that you've heard them before in one of our podcast episodes. Actually, one of our more popular downloaded ones, too, I might add. Jim and Jodi, you want to just let listeners know what you do and why you're participating and what's going to be available for everyone here?
Well, we are known for our stone-fired pizzas here and our fresh made sandwiches. We also are known for, we have a bait shop located in the back of our building. We are located at 101 South Military Road in Stockbridge. And we will be offering people $1.50 off of a sandwich basket the 2 days of the event, provided that they tell us that they're doing the Fall Harvest Trail. That way we can keep track of who's all doing it, and keep numbers and stuff. So.
Jim, are you going to be pretty much enforcing that part of the deal?
Of course, yeah. And in the bar area, we have old fashions that are muddled from scratch. Her Bloody Mary mix is made from scratch and is very good. People say we should market it. So come on in and try that. That's always a plus. And other than that, just everyday business as usual. We have a nice deck out on front they can enjoy during the warmer weather.
Should be nice this time of year too. With the weekend in September that this is being planned, we have a chance at some cooler weather, but we also have a chance at one of those nice 75-degree days yet too. So it'll be fun to see what happens and how busy your patio porch is here.
Of course, and it's a nice day to have if they have their pets along. It's a nice little area for them to enjoy.
Great.
Drinks.
Kristy Pagel from Just For You Flowers and Gifts. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing today?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Great. Could you maybe tell listeners a little bit about your business, please?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So we are celebrating our 3-year anniversary as part of the tour and the event, the 27th and 28th. We're the local hometown florist in Chilton. And so we continue to provide not only the day-to-day, the memorial service, and events, but also weddings and do workshops at our location.
And if someone were to stop in your shop during this weekend, what kind of expectation should they have as far as opportunities to purchase flowers or other things?
Yeah, so there's actually a lot going on that particular weekend for us. The first thing we're going to be doing is we've actually invited some local artisans to join us on our location. So we will be hosting 4 additional artisans at our location. So you can get to see spooling around in the RV, the Mental Health Emporium, Kristen's Creations, and our little daughter Novea with her bouquet buddies as well. So we'll have 4 artisans in addition to ourselves. And then we're actually going to be hosting 3 workshops, 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, where you can sign up to make a pumpkin succulent centerpiece. And so you can get those details on our Facebook page to sign up. And last but not least, with a small purchase, you can scratch off to win a Feast O' Plenty floral bouquet as part of the tour as well.
A scratch off. Now that sounds really fun. Could you maybe, you said you're in Chilton, can you tell listeners exactly where your address is in Chilton and maybe your web address as well?
Absolutely. We're located at 1108 East Chestnut Street in Chilton. directly across from the Best Western Hotel and McDonald's in the strip mall right there. So easy location, great parking, plenty of parking, and our flower team is looking forward to hosting everyone over the course of those 2 days.
Great. Okay. And now we have Gasch with us and Alex Soliday from Heritage Orchard. First, I have to start out by congratulating you on the recent designation for some of your apple growing as now being organic. You want me to just take a few seconds to let listeners know about that?
Yeah, absolutely. You read my mind. We just actually received our organic certification for a new section of our orchard. So not the whole orchard, but we have a new section of the orchard with a number of new varieties available. Some of them we've never grown before. We're really excited about. Some of them you're more familiar with, like the very favorite Honeycrisp. That we've already started rolling out, and we're hoping to have at least 1 or 2 of them available on the weekend.
Well, that's exciting. It's really a cool site because these trees aren't just like little bushes. They're pretty sizable trees already, are they not?
Yeah, they are. It's the beauty. It's in the name, Heritage Orchard. And we have trees that sort of represent every era of the orchard, going back all the way to 1947.
Craig mentioned earlier the sweeping views and vistas of the Lake Winnebago area. Can you maybe give listeners a little flavor of what you guys have out at Heritage Orchard?
Yeah, we really are blessed in that regard. It's just we're right off of Lakeshore Drive, just south of Stockbridge, north of Brothertown, sort of right in the middle of the lake, so to speak, right across from Oshkosh. And we've got some great views, and even if you're not in the mood for picking apples, we encourage you to just really stay and enjoy our grounds and walk around the orchard and do some exploring.
So if there are visitors that come in, hopefully there'll be lots, what can they expect from the orchard that day, and what kind of incentives are you providing to your customers?
So we are doing some wagon rides on Saturday and Sunday, yard games, of course. We love it when people also take pictures. We have a photo portfolio out there as well too, so you can take some pictures. Apple picking, it's a given. But as well, we have some stuff inside. We have some crafts from over 50 different local artists from around the area that have made time and effort for these different crafts. And can't forget our bakery, our cider donuts. Everyone knows about them. They are fantastic. Definitely recommend them. But we also do have a salted caramel apple crumble cheesecake that we just have been doing the recipe for. It is fantastic. I definitely recommend getting a pie for yourself.
Alex, you really want me to buy a pie? Have you seen how? Yeah, I don't need a pie. But can you order in smaller quantities, or is it just a pie?
So we have 2 varieties. We have a smaller pie, and then we have a regular pie. You can call ahead of time, which we implore, especially if you're coming by and you want a fresh pie right away. But if you want to take it home and you don't want to bake it right away, we have frozen pies as well too. So
great. And maybe you could give listeners a heads up on where you're located and anything else that might be happening.
Yeah, well, one other thing we've got going on we're really excited about is we're actually partnering with the East Shore Humane Society for the weekend. And we're going to be selling our peanut butter dog biscuits, applesauce dog biscuits, proceeds going to the Humane Society. And we're also going to be doing a food drive for them. So you bring in some specifically wet kitten food or cat food. You'll get a treat for yourself in return. And if everything works out, we're actually hoping that they're going to be able to bring out some friendly dogs and kittens that are going to be available to adopt. So we're really excited about that. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram under Heritage Orchard, and like I said, we're located along Lakeshore Drive, south of Stockbridge, north of Brothertown.
All right, thanks, Torrey. And then last but certainly not least, on the group here we have gathered today is Clara Hedrich. Clara is the one half of the ownership group behind the LaClare Creamery. And maybe you can talk, Clara, a little bit about what things you're going to be doing to celebrate the fall event.
We have a number of things planned for that weekend. We're going to start out Friday. Our Baby Goat Snuggles is always a very popular event. And so we're not going to actually have you snuggle the goat, but our greenhouse will be open. We have our fall plants along with some of the fall decor, and we will have baby goats in the greenhouse from I think it's 11 to 2, and they will be dressed up in their Goattoberfest garb, because as you well know, on Saturday we will be celebrating Goattoberfest. We will have Jim Daney there with his iron art. Many of you have probably seen Jim through the years, and he's got some beautiful iron art that will be on display and for sale. We will be sampling some wine and cheese in the greenhouse. On Saturday for the Goattoberfest, we will have a kid run. Can sign up in advance for that. It will go past the goat runs and through the barn. We will have baby goat yoga out in the pasture starting at 10:30. We have a pig roast that will be, it's handled through the Eden Meat Market. And then we do have a band that will be playing. The Whiskey Bells will be playing from 1 to 4. So there's a lot of fun things that we have planned for this weekend. And so I would encourage you to jump onto our website, LaClare Family Creamery, or our Facebook page, and sign up for some of these events. If you have questions, feel free to give us a call. So we're looking forward to hosting you out September 27th and 28th.
You mentioned goats quite a bit. Hard to not pick up on that theme. Could you maybe let listeners know why this area is kind of known for their goats and what kind of designation maybe comes along with that?
Wisconsin has the largest population of dairy goats. We lead the nation in the number of milk goats. We have 74,000 here in the state, followed by California at a mere 36,000, down to Texas at 26,000, and over to Iowa at about 24,000. And then what's really exciting about Calumet County, we have the highest concentration of dairy goats in the United States. So we're kind of like the Mecca of the dairy goat world of the United States. We have several large dairy goat farms in our county, other sites that are raising goats, and then needless to say, LaClare cheeses. We have our cheese plant, and the cheeses are sold in all 50 states. So goats are kind of our focus, shall we say. Calumet County is our, like I said, our Mecca to our dairy goat world. And so really, when you come on to our site, you have a chance to experience the goat.
Well, Clara, thanks so much for that. And I have to tell you now, for the listeners out there, this is really an interesting setup we have here. Again, we're inside Jim and Jodi's place at Schumacher Shanty here right in Stockbridge. And we are inside the restaurant portion of the building. I can see the bar area. I can see the wainscoting on the wall. For those of you that have been here, you know what I'm talking about. We are sitting at table number 3. And all of us are, so there's about 10 of us here. And now we're going to do kind of an interesting discussion round, and we're going to see how this goes. And I apologize, listeners up front, if anybody talks over anybody, because there's a lot of passion and excitement in the room for this event. And I just think people are really doing a great job of communicating that. So I'm going to do my best to kind of make sure that I direct questions at individuals, and we limit that. But we certainly want to see if we can get a discussion going. So I'm going to pick on Clara first, because for those listeners out there, Clara is now tied with Luis Marham from over at Ledgeview Nature Center for the most appearances on the Travel Calumet Original podcast. So, Clara, from your perspective as a business owner, why is this such an important event for Calumet County and for Fond du Lac County?
Well, our objective is to get people out to experience. Today's consumer really wants an experience more so than an item. And so by starting our East Shore event, what we're trying to do is to get the consumer out, trying to get them to experience all the unique places that we have here in Calumet County, and to really enjoy. And one of the things that we find is sometimes folks kind of miss places, and so if we have this nice map, they can do that. Plus, each place has worked very hard to give you an experience when they come on site.
And would you want to add anything to that, Kristy?
Sure. In addition to what Clara said, it is about that experience. Every time somebody walks into our flower shop, that's very important to me. So in addition to showcasing what it is our flower team does on a day-to-day basis, we're actually going to open our doors to 4 other local artisans that don't have brick and mortar, that you will get a chance to experience and to see what they create as well.
Pretty exciting. Craig, from your perspective, how does this event deliver an added value to the businesses that participate?
First, I have to say, Clara is our muse for this. Clara is just an incredible person to work with, and she's really kind of been there every time we've wanted to talk about what a special part of the country this is. So thank you, Clara, for that.
You're welcome.
So we run a visitors bureau, right? Our job is to, at the end of the day, get visitors into our area. Our revenue stream is from hotels. Hotels impose a very small tax. We use that tax to promote the area. And our objective is to remind the residents as well as visitors, but to remind folks that this is a very, very vibrant part of the state. So the value add, hopefully, to these businesses is that if we do this well, the residents from this region will come out and be reminded what a great place it is. And also, over time, we hope to bring visitors to come to the area too, to stay in the hotels, to dine in the restaurants in our community, and to continue to visit this Calumet County and the broader region as well. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to create, promote, and shine a light on the vibrancy that is found in this community. One more thing, the sort of the elephant in the room is that even though we just closed the books on August, by the time this event comes around, the end of September, we're going to be well into Christmas shopping season, right? And I tell you that you can get every gift for every person on your list if you participate in this 2-day event. And you can have probably an awesome Bloody Mary or a sandwich here, Schumacher's, and some of the other great taverns that we have participating. So back to what Clara said about the experience. It's an experience. You can have fun doing it. You can fill out your shopping list and just have a great time and support local.
If you all had an opportunity to tell people from outside of Calumet County and Fond du Lac area that have never been here why they should come here, what would it be? And if I could start with you, Torrey.
Well, I think I'd probably say, it's really an authentic area. The businesses here that are represented here are real people. They represent the best that Wisconsin has to offer.
Jodi, would you want to add anything to that?
Well, I would have to say that there is something for everybody. There is all different kinds of businesses, and they're all small businesses. So many different shopping opportunities and dining, and we also have that huge historical mural on the front of or actually on the north side of our building, which brings a lot of people here too. And
now for listeners, there's the run here of the building is about 50 feet long. Is that about right, Jim?
55. Yep.
55. Okay. So you have 55 feet of painted brick outside, Jim, right? Can you maybe give listeners a quick of who's on that mural?
Well, a few of them I know is Electa Quinney, first public school teacher in the area. The Haymowers are up there who had the grocery store here for many years. That's what many people know this building by. There's some historical stuff on there when you used to have the river boats bring coal into the harbor, and then everybody would get their coal from there for their homes. There's actually a key on the side of the building, and there's one inside that tells who everybody is and what they contributed.
Okay, so that alone is worth a stop by.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And then going back to the original question, Alex, maybe if you could chime in of why it's such a unique opportunity.
I'm not originally from Wisconsin, and so coming up here and being a part of this venture is a really special thing, being with Heritage Orchard. And the sense of community is overwhelming. So when you come and visit to these local artisanal shops and restaurants, the feeling of welcomeness is ecstatic. It fills the room, so you feel like you're actually been there for a while as well too. Get to know the owners. They'll come talk to you. You really feel at one, so it makes that experience a whole moment.
Liz, what about you?
Well, Craig probably gets tired of hearing this, but I always tell him that we work with some fantastic businesses in our region. The cohesiveness, it's the community, and I work with group tours that come into the region, and one of the things that they tell me is that they can't believe how many family-owned businesses there are in this region. So again, like Clara said, it's all about the experience and giving them that experience that they can go back and say, yeah, I want to come back. I want to bring my family back, or I want to bring a group of people. So I just encourage you to get a carload of people, come back on September 27th and 28th, get your passport and get stamped on that weekend and take advantage of everything that we have.
Is there anything anybody would like to add?
I will.
Sure.
So similar to Alex, I did not grow up in this area, although I was only 3-4 counties away. I will say that one of the things that I appreciate the most is each of the small communities that are actually a part of this event make it feel like family in this region. They support one another. They support the people who support them. Whether you're from Stockbridge, whether you're from Hilbert, whether you're from Sherwood, whether you're from Fond du Lac, or you're from Marytown, it does not matter. And so that camaraderie that exists, that experience of family, is felt and will be felt with each of the businesses that the people visit this weekend.
Well stated, Kristy. Well, again, listeners, I just can't tell you again about the excitement I'm sensing from everyone here about this event. It's coming up rapidly, September 27th and 28th. Craig, I'm going to just reach out to you and see if you have anything you want to close with from your perspective.
Yeah, this is a year-round. This is an event that happens twice a year, but these businesses are here year-round. Come on out anytime. Enjoy the environment, enjoy the scenery, whether it's sturgeon spearing season, right, or the fall color season, or in the height of summertime. This is a part of the state that you just have to see to believe.
All right, I couldn't say it any better myself. So, well, thank you everybody for being on the show. I'm just going to run through everybody that's here today. Jodi and Jim Schumacher from Schumacher Shanty, Kristy Pagel from Just For You Flowers and Gifts, Torrey Gasch and Alex Soliday from Heritage Orchard, Clara Hedrich from LaClare, and the representatives Erin Lund, Liz Engh, and Craig Molitor from our friends at Destination Lake Winnebago region. So thank you again for listening. And check out our podcast on travelcalumet.com. Go to the big old microphone on the front page, click on that. It'll take you to our directory, and make sure you listen to episode number 30 or any of the other 29 episodes that are available. Thanks again for listening, and I hope to see you out here on September 27th and 28th.